Hey guys, welcome to a new video. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to make a battery system for the flashlight that I made in the previous video. Now, to start off, we're going to open our content browser, go to user interface, widget blueprints, user widget, and I'm just going to call this WBP underscore player HUD, or you can call it whatever you want. Double click to open, and once we're here, the first thing we're going to want to add is a canvas panel. Next, we're going to add a text which will contain the percentage of our battery. So you're going to want to change the text here to 0, or you can leave it as you wish. I will just change the size of the text to something like this probably, and then fit it in its box like this, like so. I'd say that's fine. Now what we want to do is, on the text, we want to create a binding. So before we do that, we're going to go back to our BP first person character, create a new variable, and call it battery percentage. And we want to change this from a boolean to a float. Compile, and then we can change the battery percentage to your desired percentage. I will set mine to 100. Going back to the HUD, we're going to have to cast to our first person character. The object will be player character, and from here you want to drag and get the battery percentage, and then connect that into the return value. So line this. Okay. There we go. Now if we go to the first person map, which is the level blueprint, which you find by clicking on here, opening level blueprint, you're going to want to add the event begin play, then a create widget. The widget we're going to create is your HUD, or whatever you called it, and then you're going to want to add this to viewport. I'm just going to straighten this out, and now if we check it out, okay, this is because my number is how do we say, I just need to stretch this out basically. There you go, you can see my 100, so this is my battery percentage. Now to drain the battery when the flashlight is on, I'm going to create a custom event. I'm going to call it battery drain. And what we're going to do here is get our battery percentage. We're going to do a -1. Then we're going to clamp float. So this will make it so the battery percentage doesn't go below 0. And then we're going to get the battery percentage and we're going to set it. So the return value goes here. It's going to go here, and then you're going to want to add a delay just before the battery percentage of about 1 second, I would say. So this is our event, but then we're going to want to call this event on event tick. So you can add event tick, and here we can call battery drain. So now if we try, we see that our battery percentage is going down of 1 every 1 second. Obviously you can adjust the values to fit whatever your needs are. Now, to make it so that this only happens when the flashlight is on, we're going to create a new variable. I'm going to call it is flashlight on, and we're going to change this to a boolean. Now, if you follow the previous video, we made when you click on F, there's a flip-flop, and then it switches the flashlight on or off. So A is to turn it on, and B is to turn it off. So what we're going to do here is, on the A, we're going to set this, and we're going to mark it as true. And on the B, we're going to set this and leave it as false. Perfect. And now, if we go back to our custom event here, we can move this down a bit. We're going to add a branch, and then we're going to check for is the flashlight on. So now battery should only be drained if the flashlight is on. So you see we're starting, I'm still at 100, the flashlight is now on, battery is draining. If I turn it off, it stops. Now one thing we're going to do is here at the end we're going to add a branch. We're going to check if the battery percentage is less or equal to 0. And now if it is, I will just grab this up here, which turns off the flashlight. And then what we can do as well, I'm just going to move this, there we go. What we can do as well is we're going to add a branch on the A, and we're going to check if our battery percentage is greater than 0. So if it is, the flashlight can actually turn on, and if it's not, then it cannot turn on. So I'm also just going to change my delay to 0.1 so that it's faster to drain, just for testing purposes. So right now you see it's going down really fast, and once it gets to 0, the flashlight light should turn off. Okay, so the issue here is, right, I set the minimum to 1, that's my fault. The minimum should be 0. And now if I try, normally the flashlight light should turn off. And if we try switching it on and off again, nothing should happen. Okay, perfect. So now we're at 0, the flashlight light is off. If I press F, nothing happens, as you can see. One more thing that we can do is we're going to add a way to refill the flashlight. So to do this, we are going to look for the R key, or we can just take any key and we can remap it here by pressing whatever key we want. So now when we do this, we're gonna add 100, yes, or maybe 50, let's say 50, we can add 50. We are then going to clamp this value like we did before, with the max value being 100, and then we are going to set the battery percentage. So now I'm draining my battery, switching my flashlight off, as you can see. I press R, it reloads it, goes back to a 100. The flashlight is on, I reload, and there you go. That was how to make a simple and easy battery system for the flashlight that I made in the previous video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.